Welcome, travelling friends of Australia. We are Willem and Annika, and we hope you enjoy this episode of our podcast,
where we have a chat to other travellers and give them the opportunity to tell their stories and share the tips that they've learned along the way. So for today's episode, we have Naomi and Adam here. They are the Irish Wanderers. They've been following us for a little while, and we've been following them on Instagram and their journey. We're really excited because they're a little bit different than most people. And we're happy that we get to chat to them today.
Definitely. Welcome guys.
Yay!
Awesome.
Welcome, guys. Where are you at the moment?
We're actually in a secret location.
Oh yeah.
We're just about 5 k's west of Awning now.
Yeah.
We were
couldn't
struggling.
Get reception.
Yeah, we couldn't get reception, so we just found a spot on the side of the road in the woods. Yeah, we camped. We were camping last night. We actually camped with some mates, just near the Murray River, the Upper Murray River. So that was nice. Yeah.
Cool.
It wasn't too cold. It's actually warm this weekend, isn't it?
It was cold.
It was cold. But we had our fire, so we were.
Do you guys have any heating setups in your trailer?
Yeah, it's like this. We just grab each other like this.
Yeah. Keep each other warm.
That's the Irish form of heating.
Oh yeah. Good stuff.
No, I did think about putting in a little diesel heater just on the box in the drawbar of the trailer, and just mount the tank and stuff there as well, and just run the pipe up. But nah, don't really need it, to be honest. When we're up there, we end up stripping off, like waking up and stripping off. It's roasting, you know,
because it's getting too hot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When you've got beautiful romantic views all the time.
Yeah.
Camping, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we aim for. It's all about the view.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I have a rooftop tent. I love the view out of
it. So actually, we just want to know a little bit more about you guys. We know a bit, but for our listeners to actually know who Adam and Naomi is, a little bit about yourselves, you know, where you're originally from.
Yeah, well, we're from Ireland. We met 8 years ago in Ireland, and Adam's sister came to Australia, and she was sending us photos. She was just having great experiences, and we kind of wanted to go down and see what she was experiencing.
Yeah, they do a lot of camping as well. Like we'd done a lot of camping back home in Ireland anyway, but I seen the outdoor life here and I thought like it was great.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'd come. Yeah, so we came 2018.
Yeah.
March 2018, we came to Esperance, done 6 months in Esperance on a working holiday visa. And then I got sponsorship in Melbourne. So we went to Melbourne. We just drove across the Nullabor. But I hated Melbourne. I just didn't like the city life. So I wanted to come back to WA. It's more my style here. I like it. It's a bit more laid back, I think. So we're back here now.
We were able to get sponsored because Adam's a truck mechanic, heavy diesel mechanic.
Yeah.
So good country to come to with that trade.
Yeah, never thought I'd end up staying here, like, and using my trade as my ticket, but that's how it ended up happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm lucky to have the trade, I guess. And it's been last few weeks have been a bit uncertain with the whole COVID-19 thing and stuff, but yeah, it's tipping away, you know.
All right, so you guys, we know, but you guys are actually working and then you're traveling, or that's what you hope to do. So you'll find, like, how long are you here in Perth, and then will you be traveling again, going further than Perth and working there?
Yeah, because you see, at the minute, that's the thing. At the minute, I had started a new job, which was originally week on, week off in Perth, which was great. My plan was to spend my week off traveling, just literally pack up on my week off and go wherever we wanted to go. But that shift was actually cut due to COVID-19.
You only got one swing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I actually only got one swing on it, and then they
Yeah.
cut the shift. So now I only have weekends off. So basically, at the minute, we're just weekend travelers.
Yeah.
We pretty much we're gone every weekend.
And we go quite far. We don't let that stop us. That we only have the weekend. We'll still drive
4 hours easily on a Friday night, and then maybe another 2 on the Saturday morning.
Because if you don't, you're not going to go and see all these places,
Yeah,
so.
it's WA after all. It's a big, big place.
It's beautiful.
So, yeah, but a lot of people don't realize how big it is, and I don't mind the traveling side. Putting in the 4 or 5 hours drive for 2 nights camping sometimes is worth it. Just even, it's well worth it, Yeah, I love it. The plan is when I eventually get my citizenship, we probably will do a big lap. Take the year out. That's what we're working towards. Take the year out and just live on the road for a year.
And even then see where the year extends to, because you see how people can fund being just on the road all the time. That's a goal. Just want to do that.
Yeah, I guess, and having my trade, I'll always be able to pick up swings in mines for shutdowns and stuff. So even on the road, I can pick up work, do a couple of shifts, and fund the journey and just travel again.
Yeah,
that's the plan. It's just in the pipeline, another 3-4 years, but slowly getting there.
Good. That's definitely a great start from where you got in Esperance. Start from. That's beautiful over there, and then it's definitely a good goal to work towards the traveling full time when you get your citizen.
Yeah, that's it. And even as the whole aspect, for people starting out camping, we started out with a little Nissan X-Trail, pop-up quickies rooftop tent, and I actually had a little polystyrene esky that I got from the chemist.
We didn't even have an esky.
I think they leave them outside, to transport hearts or something in them. And
I remember that.
Yeah, that was their esky, And I had my way of cooking. I had a fire extinguisher that I had cut in half and just made it into a barbecue. I still have it. That's my main source of cooking. Joy, but
awesome.
That's how we started out. So it just shows you can start out with the very basics,
Yeah, you don't need the biggest caravan or the biggest 4-wheel drive or whatever. But you definitely have a good rig now. Tell us a bit about that special setup you have there built now.
Yeah, this is my pride and joy. I built this in Victoria because we were in Victoria, and I just decided one day I wanted to go back to WA, and I just came home and told Naomi, got a job in WA. We need to go to WA.
We need to go to WA. Yeah.
So I bought the trailer off Facebook Marketplace. It's basically a 6x4 trailer, builder's trailer, steel halfway, and then an aluminium top. Yeah. So it's an extremely rugged trailer on the bottom and very lightweight at the same time. I just kitted it out basically in Melbourne. I had 2 weeks, and somehow I'd already accumulated a lot of the parts. I'm a real scavenger. If someone throws out a good battery, it's coming home with me, And the same, I got loads of lights and switches. Wow. And Naomi's giving out to me, what's all this stuff in her garage? And I'm like, one day. And that day came, so just kitted it out, put a kitchen in it, basic sink, water tank, battery, so it's charging when it's driving, and it's also, I have a solar panel there that I can plug it in as well. Just putting an inverter. It's a 1500 watt pure sine wave inverter, so it'll run Naomi's hairdryer. That's the only inverter is probably in there. But now that it's in there, I decided I actually put an oven in it as well, so it's coming handy.
Worked out pretty good.
And we can also use the inverter to run portable air conditioner in the tent in the summer. That's a big thing.
That was for when we came across, when we had the cat.
Yeah.
See, when we left Victoria, we also had our kitten.
Yeah.
And we were wondering how she was gonna, we could drink water and stuff, so we went and got the portable air conditioner. for her,
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
yeah, it's good. It's just a little small evaporative cooler, like, but it makes a serious difference in the tent in the summer.
Yeah.
Drops the temperature like 4 or 5 degrees in the tent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much the trailer, like, but it's pretty much 100% self-sufficient. It has everything you need.
For sure. Yeah.
Like we have the fridge and stuff in, obviously, as well. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm
So you
pretty
guys
happy
just
with
have
it.
the
Like,
rooftop tent and then like an annex, and what type of
yeah,
rooftop tent do you have?
Yeah.
we have the King's Tourer rooftop tent. I actually originally had the pop-up quickie tent, but that was a disaster, as they are. So I just picked up this one then, and we got the 4-man annex on it that
Yeah.
goes out the back. So it's actually quite spacious, like, and you have somewhere that you can stand in if it's raining.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I really like that tent.
I like the setup, and
Yeah.
it's quite efficient. It takes us 15 minutes from when we arrive on the campsite to
Oh,
be.
that's excellent.
But it's actually pretty efficient. And the reason it's all on a trailer is because you can actually just unhitch and drive away.
Yeah.
If I find that very convenient, especially if you're traveling on the road and you're spending a week somewhere. You can leave the trailer there for a week and still have your car to go to the shops or go adventure and exploring. You don't have to pack up every morning, which is a nightmare. And even in the bush, like, we've often been in the bush, and I feel safe enough that I can leave the trailer there and chain it up.
Yeah.
And chain the drawbar and stuff. And I do have a little 12-volt secretive tracker hidden in the trailer somewhere, so don't steal it. The joys of panic. So it's good. I like it. It's probably the best setup, I reckon, to go with is a trailer setup.
Yeah. We found it was when it was on the car, like you often forget, or you'd run out of milk, something so simple as that, and you'd have to take everything down, and where Adam could just drive into town and leave me there.
Yeah, that's often been the case when we've been on a week's holiday and we've woke up and with no milk. I can just nip down to the IGA, grab the milk, and Naomi just stays with the camp. So it's a good. I like the trailer setup. It's the way to go.
I think it's a very good idea. It's obviously like it's like a camper trailer, which we've got, but it's actually got more space because it's a bigger cab that you have to actually put everything in.
I haven't done like a walkthrough video of the trailer. I've been meaning to. I was just doing like some finishing touches on the trailer. But I will. We're heading out to Kalgoorlie this weekend for a decent trip, so I'll probably do a good video and stick it up because it just shows to people as well. Like, anyone can do it. Like, it's simple.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what we love about some of the people that we meet, and that we've spoken to a few of the other guys as well. They just, it's more about the actual wanting to get out there and travel and the love for it than it's about the, flashy caravan and the
exactly.
the expensive things that you need with it. It's more
you
about
don't need
actually
all that.
getting out there and just doing it. And that's
that's it. And I've seen. You see so many people spend 20,000 on a camper trailer and then they decide they don't actually like it and they've lost so much. If you want to try it out, like, try it out first, go with the basics and see, like, get a taste of it first.
Yeah.
Because it's not always pretty, like the pictures and videos you see on YouTube,
That's right.
It's not.
Yeah.
So you've told us a bit about your trailer now. What is some of the gear that you take along that you can't go without? Like, what is your most sought out item that you wouldn't leave the house with?
We actually talked about this, like, and one essential thing that I always make sure we have more than enough of is obviously water.
Yeah.
Currently on that, like, there's about 50, 70 litres of water, but I want to have it that I can carry about 120. So, and even at that, like 120, you'd be surprised how quick you go through 120 litres of water, especially in the warm days or up at the beach and you want to have a quick shower, because I actually have that equipped that I can just plug my outdoor shower into an external fitting on the outside and we just have a pop-up shower. So we often have showers there as well.
That goes through heaps of water.
And that goes through heaps of water too. So I think water and having sufficient water is probably the best thing.
Yeah, and I like when we take the annex. I find the annex has been really good, and
Yeah.
the awning, just for having somewhere to be.
Yeah, the annex and the awning are two things as well. I recommend if you're going to buy a rooftop tent, you need an awning as well, or an annex or somewhere that you can get in out of sun or get in out of rain.
Yeah.
When you're getting into your tent, like you're climbing up the ladder, soaking wet or dirty, straight up onto your bed.
Yeah.
And like Adam said, like we used to have this argument where he'd be like, "Oh, we're only staying for one night. Why are we going to put up the annex for one night? Your shoes are going to go up onto the bed. You're going directly onto the bedding. So
Yeah.
the annex has been really good.
Yeah, now I won't set it up without putting up the
Yeah.
annex. You know, it's just for
Just
the extra 5 minutes of putting the annex on.
it keeps everything clean and
It's worth it.
It's a whole another space.
yeah.
Mm.
And it's something you can put up without the tent being up as well, you know?
Yeah, well, even especially that's why we have the awning. If we pull over on the side of the road just to have lunch, you just zip out the awning, and you have some shelter as well. That's the other good thing about the trailer. It's pretty travel friendly. You can actually have your lunch in the oven as you're driving along the Great Eastern Highway.
Whoa.
So pretty good when we're running late.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put it in the oven.
it's pretty handy on a Friday night. Like when I finish up work, we can just throw 2 pies in the oven and just head on.
Yeah.
And when we get to the campsite, we've 2 lovely warm pies ready.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so
So
been good.
cool.
love the oven. Good old Kmart oven. I think it was $30.
Yeah, it's $30. It's been so good.
Wow.
If you don't have to go to like a caravan store and get like a small portable oven, go to Kmart and they have stuff there that would work, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, you're definitely giving me a lot of ideas for my trailer, so I got some work to do now.
Another great product that I actually have, and you don't hear much about, is those Zito handheld power tool range. So like I've got a little 18 volt chainsaw. I've got the 18 volt compressor. I have an 18 volt USB plugs. I have the drill.
The lights.
I have the lights. And
The
again,
vacuum, that's been good.
I have a little handheld vacuum as well. It's really
awesome.
handy for cleaning out the rooftop tent and stuff like that. And like they're actually really good quality product stuffs. So like the compressor, even just for letting down your tires when you want to reinflate your tires coming off the beach.
Mm.
I also carry a 3-man inflatable boat in the tent. So if we want to just whack it out, just put the compressor on it. It's pumped up in 2 minutes, and you're on the lake. So and the chainsaw as well. Like never have to worry about firewood. Like when you have your little chainsaw.
Yeah, little kit. It's so cheap.
Yeah, it's really good quality stuff, and it's not expensive stuff either. Like it's pretty good value for money.
Yeah.
If you haven't got solar power, like, or inverter power, even just for charging your phone there with the USB plug, and the lights for the tent and stuff, yeah, it's good.
That's awesome. I want to know about you guys coming over from Melbourne, like how your trip went. Like I heard a few of the things that happened, but
you obviously
any
crossed the
good
Nullabor,
stories?
so
Yeah, you crossed the Nullabor, and like any good stories of your trip down, and how was it?
Yeah,
it was great. I'd do it again tomorrow if anyone wants a load shifted.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
wish.
love it. Yeah.
It was long.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't long enough.
you love the driving, do you?
Yeah, not even the driving. I just like the isolation on the Nullabor.
Oh yeah.
I think half of me likes the adrenaline and the rush of being so isolated as well. I'm kind of half waiting like for a breakdown or something just to get my
Get your mechanicals.
It's good. Like it was tough going across. It was bloody
when it
warm.
got hot. It was really hard.
Yeah, and we were pretty well loaded in the trailer as well.
We brought everything. We had all our belongings, and that's where if it had been just a trip across like a holiday, it would have been good.
Yeah.
But we literally had everything in the car. Like we couldn't.
We had a lot of.
You were taking everything out to get your clothes. Like it was just we had a lot coming across.
Yeah, I think if I was to do it again, I would just ship half my stuff across in a container.
Yeah, and enjoy it.
And enjoy the trip a bit more,
yeah.
rather than trying to save the money of freighting.
Did you have any breakdowns?
Sorry?
Did you have any breakdowns?
breakdown.
No, well, we did.
Your
Like,
radiator.
yeah, and my oxygen sensor decided to start melting as well, coming up out of Mildura. I think the exhaust manifold got so hot coming up the Mildura pass that it actually melted the sensor. But luckily enough, I had a spare one in my toolbox.
Oh,
Wow.
I pretty much have spare everything in my car except the block itself, I reckon, and the gearbox kit. Well, I pretty much have everything spare I need. Like, I've plugs, belts, alternator, spare radiator cap, couple of spare sensors, cam sensor, crank sensor. It take a lot to stop us in our tracks.
Yeah.
I even have a little small stick welder there that'll run off the inverter. Like, so even if the hub breaks off the trailer, I can patch it back on, you know.
Yeah, I'd like to do the trip again and
Yeah.
to experience it more.
Yeah. Do it again. I think it's one of them trips that you need to plan out and you need to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
It's a big trip.
Yeah, and you guys did it pretty quickly, hey? So if you could have done it a
Literally.
little bit slower and stopped more and seen more places.
Yeah.
Well, we did and we didn't.
We stopped in Streaky Bay for quite a bit.
We spent 3 days in Streaky Bay.
Which wasn't planned.
No,
we were only supposed to be.
we found this caravan park there. It's called Islands Caravan Park. And if you ever go to
it was amazing.
Streaky Bay, it is the nicest caravan park in Australia. It is beautiful. So we ended up,
yeah.
we stayed there for 3 days. Like, we really didn't want to go, but we had to.
Yeah, the owner actually, like, I actually was walking up to leave and say goodbye, and he was like, "You're not staying another night. Like, you can't. You need to get to Perth."
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, we stayed there, and that kind of delayed us a few days in our tracks.
Yeah.
I think we spent 14 days on the road in total.
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, so we spent a couple of days in Victoria, just up around the high country and stuff before we left. And then a few days in South Australia, and we stopped around Kalgoorlie and seen a bit there as well.
Yeah. I think Australia in general is just so big. You never, like, no matter how much you plan it, you'll see something along the road and you're like, "Oh, next time we'll go and we'll see that because that looks fun," you know.
Yeah, it's hard to put these trips into time frames sometimes.
Yeah.
You think you're only going to spend 2 days here and you end up spending 2 weeks there. So
for sure, yeah.
Just how it happens.
So tell us a little bit about your favourite places that you've been to.
I actually couldn't pick.
Yeah, you always struggle to pick a favourite place.
It would be around the goldfields, probably. Yeah. I like that isolation, red dirt. Just red dirt, yeah.
If I was to pick one for you, I'd pick Dundas. You really like Dundas. The abandoned town of Dundas. It's just outside Norseman. I don't know if you're aware of it. It's a cool little place. It's just an abandoned gold town.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I really enjoy Fossigan. So when Adam brings me to a camp like that, like, I'll just go away and be in the rocks somewhere.
For me personally, I still think the nicest place I've personally seen in Australia is Esperance.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Any day of the week, Lucky Bay, all the beaches down there, they're just fantastic beaches. Really nice town, really nice people as well.
Yeah, we agree.
So beautiful.
I reckon we haven't been too far north of Perth yet, but I reckon we'll probably like it up there too.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think you'll like places like Geraldton and Kalbarri and stuff like that where we're going now. Like, I think you'll.
It's
Bay,
red dirt everywhere.
Really, like, going north of Perth really is all more laid back and small. It's not cities or anything, you know. So.
Yeah. So you've spoken about some of your spares that you sort of keep handy. As a mechanic, what do you recommend people look after when they travel? Before, during, and then what sort of spares do they need to carry?
I guess people who don't know as much as you know, like you don't.
Well, I guess there's two ways of doing it. I guess you can be like OTT, or you can be just more of an adrenaline junkie and be like me and just wait till it breaks down and fix it on the side of the road.
Yeah, sometimes I don't agree with mechanics having their cars generally working because my window doesn't go up or down.
Yeah.
It's still not working.
I will fix it next week.
It's like the electrician, his bulb and his fire alarm. The fire thing isn't working.
I'll leave the fire alarm alone.
There's bulbs missing in the bathroom, so, you know.
Yeah. No, I guess Australia being Australia being such a big country, you really have to be precautious. You want to get your basics checked over. You know, stuff like belts, tensioners, your brakes. Check your wheel bearings every now and again. If it means just going out and spending half an hour, just jack up the car, spin the wheels, check your brake pads, see where your brake pads are at. Last thing you want is a worn brake pad jamming a wheel on you in the back of the Outback. It's just embarrassing, like. So just the basic stuff, I guess. But the biggest problem, I suppose, is trying to find someone that's actually good at maintaining a car nowadays as well. Like, I personally wouldn't actually trust any other mechanic to maintain my car. So yeah, I guess just keep an eye on the basics yourself and maintain it, and you should be okay. And as regards spares, again, simple basics: a spare radiator cap, spare alternator belt. If you have an idler or a tensioner, just throw one of them in as well. A couple of bulbs, a few fuses. You shouldn't be too far wrong. Zip ties. You can't leave home without zip ties.
Yeah.
Everything is fixable with zip ties. And ratchet straps.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, have you guys got any like hacks or camping hacks or things that you guys have worked out through the way that you can give to people that probably won't know? Like,
just wing it, I guess.
Yeah, I think you can get too bogged down in planning and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
we did go and get, like, we went and got a travel notepad, and we said every trip we were going on, we'd write down everything.
That's a little hack. I actually have a laminated A4 page with the contents, with basically every possible thing you could bring camping or you might need to bring camping. And if I'm planning a trip, I'll just put that page beside me then, and I can just tick off what I think I need with a whiteboard marker. And then as a package, I can just highlight it or take it out. So that way you can, just before you leave, or if you're uncertain, you can just look at your list and say, oh yeah, I have that.
Yeah.
It's good to, and it's also good to know what you have and what you own.
Yeah.
When you're going camping sometimes, you know, especially before you pack up and leave a campsite, if you're after being camping with some mates or after being on a busy campsite.
Yeah, you don't want someone else to run off with your stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I think I like the list idea, but was the list always there, or have you added some stuff to it and taken some stuff that you don't normally use away? Or
no, I've kind of just perfected it for the minute with what I have. Obviously, there's still a few things I need to put on it, but I've kind of we have a list now of stuff. We know what you might need camping or what we might need.
Yeah.
No, obviously there was stuff on it I've taken off it.
Big bang.
You know, something just blew up in my trailer there. But no, yeah, there's probably, I think once you get the feel of what you like to do,
Yeah.
you know, because we have our trailer kitted out, like we have our snorkeling equipment in it, we have our boat in it, our life jackets, everything is kind of constantly in our trailer.
Yeah.
So it's ready to go.
Go like today, when we got up this morning, we were like, oh, we need to go get reception now. And we could be beside water and it's getting sunny now, so we could go take out the boat. You know, so it's good to have the options there.
Yeah. And
how many things you guys are fitting in there, hey?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. We've we've fitted it out well now and built it around our activities and what we like to do.
Yeah. I guess that's good about doing it yourself, hey, because when you've got like a trailer, there's already stuff in there and there's not always, whereas where you're doing it yourself and you know you can change it always as well if you want to, you know.
Yes. Yeah, so I think that's probably why the trailer works best for us. Might not work for everyone, but it works for us.
It was good to be able to bring the boat and stuff, because we wouldn't, that's why we got an inflatable boat, so we could just fold it up and put into the trailer, so we could still have them activities and hobbies.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, because again, I believe you have a boat, William, don't you?
Yeah, we have a ski boat, wake boat. I like. I spent 7 years in the Navy, so I love being on the water. Not in it, but on the water. So we go wakeboarding and stuff in the summer. It's a bit cold now, but
yeah, because team is like I'd love to bring a tinny around with me too, but like again, you have to be practical. It's either a camper trailer or
Or
a
a
tinny.
tinny.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's
well,
right.
maybe bigger 4-wheel drive. I might get the tinny on the roof as well.
Yeah.
But
I was going to say, you
until
can just
then,
pop it on top.
good. But I'd say I'm already on the 3.5 ton weight limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you guys
Absolutely.
have any like funny stories or like, experiences that
Some
you've
bad
had?
experiences as well that you can share.
A bad experience was last weekend, definitely.
Last weekend.
In the rain. Or wet.
Ah, no, that wasn't bad. We got wet last weekend, all right.
It was
In
just
Lake
wet.
Kaufman. It was dark when I was setting up, and I didn't realize I set up the annex in like a runoff gully where the water ran down. So we literally like could have went fishing in the annex in the morning. The water was running through the annex.
Yeah.
It was really bad setup. I don't know what I was thinking. It was pitch black when I was setting up. That's probably the worst experience we've had. Oh, we've had a few spider incidents, of course.
Oh yeah.
Um,
They're good.
I just randomly woke up one night in the little pop-up rooftop tent, and there was this giant huntsman just standing on the wall, just staring down at me. So yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah,
Yuck.
that wasn't nice.
I don't mind huntsmans, like, but
And that was so it was in
keep to your
the
own space.
small tent that we had. And Adam was just like, Naomi, wake up and don't move. And I was like kind of just like woke up a little bit, and he's like, don't move. And then I looked to the side of me, and he was just like there. So I grabbed my cat. First thing I did was got my cat, and the two of us like went to the corner of the tent, and he's like trying to punch this spider, trying to kill it. Yeah. That wasn't nice. I was more afraid that the cat would have like attacked the spider and then that he would have jumped, because huntsmen jump.
Yeah.
So I was just paranoid she was going to jump at him and it was going to be a mess.
Yeah. I suppose funny. We always have funny moments with Naomi. Naomi's a funny person. She does funny things sometimes. We were going across the Nullabor, like, and we were in the middle of nowhere, and this dingo ran out in front of the car, and Naomi decided it was a dog, and we were going to stop and pet the dog. But
we weren't in Australia that long.
It was
like it was like the cats when we seen the kittens. It was the same thing.
Yeah.
We seen kittens on the road and they were tiny, so it was like the same thing. We better help these little tiny little helpless kittens, and yeah, they weren't very friendly at all. I sat in the car and like, Adam, I've never seen you run so quick from the kittens back into the car.
What did you do with the dingo? Did you actually stop?
No, well, we stopped, yeah. We stopped, and then just...
He told me it was a dingo.
I said to her, yeah, stick your hand out the window there and see how friendly it is.
Yeah. So you got all the essentials like the first aid kit and EPIRB or GPSs or anything?
Yeah, well, we have first aid kit on board. Keep a lot of survival equipment and stuff.
Mozzie spray. Never leave without Mozzie spray.
Yeah. I think that's another thing as well, like being so outback and remote, you have to be prepared for them situations. God forbid you ever find yourself in that situation. But like with close ones and stuff, we've been bogged in some bloody remote places and just had to keep her cool and keep her stuff together. And
yeah, well, even last night, like Daryl, when we were camping with friends last night, he cut his hand and they didn't have plasters or anything.
Yeah, like they had no first aid kit, like, you know.
Yeah, so we were able to help him.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and do you know what? Another thing that really, really, really I can't understand being in Australia, like how it's not like some sort of law that you have to carry a fire extinguisher if you're camping or in the outback. The amount of fires that we have put out is unbelievable.
Yeah. Really?
I'm talking about caravans on fire on the side of the Nullabor, like, and not a fire to be seen. Throwing bottles of water on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
No
so
way.
I have fire extinguisher in the trailer. I actually have 2 in the trailer and 1 in the car. And again, they're dry powder, like, so they'll put the car out or put a fire out, a fuel fire.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you
have
should. Everyone should have a fire extinguisher on board.
Do you guys want to let your listeners know where we can find you on social media?
_Irish_wanderers.
Yep.
We just have Instagram at the minute. We haven't went on to YouTube yet.
Yeah, so thanks, Naomi and Adam, for joining us today. The Irish Wanderers. We've had a great chat today, and yeah, we'll see you on the road hopefully one day.